All right. Y'all already know. Welcome back, Hot Dogs and Donuts. It's your boy TWP, aka Spider Pig, and it's time for Super Saturday. So y'all already know we up and ready to go nuts. I mean, it is what it is. It's whatever I say at the beginning. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you ain't watching regardless. So let's see. Flip the camera, zoom it out, fit the shot. Boom. And now our videos put together. Now we got a playlist of videos we're gonna review, right? Let's get to it. What up, Beast Mode God? Good to see you. How you doing? All right, now it says it's recording again because can't go unless my Rumble is recording. That way Rumble can keep up with this Super Saturday process, right? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I'm good. Glad to hear you doing good. Appreciate you stopping by and saying hi. We that fly guy, so we'll be here every week, right? Right. As soon as this video starts, then I will make sure I'm in my own chat also. I appreciate you for the thumbs up in the video. The real ones ain't got to be asked or told. That's why we don't ask or tell people, because they tell on themselves. Oh, it says I had 50 people in the video. Well, how many of them like? Not many. Well, we know what that is. Yeah,
Toyotaro
appreciate it
opens
when
up
they
about
do,
working
right?
with Toriyama. Did you know that Toyotaro actually wrote the whole saga all by himself? Dragon Ball Super's illustrator revealed such a fact in one of his most recent interviews. Toyotaro spoke for the first time about how it was working with Akira Toriyama, and he explained stuff such as the way they handled Dragon Ball Super as the series went on. Toyotaro stated that in the beginning, he simply adapted Toriyama's scripts. However, after the Tournament of Power, he got the chance to write his own story, and that happened to be the Moro Saga in the end. He obviously still had to get Toriyama's approval, and when everything pleased the sensei, he was able to move forward. Things slightly changed in the Granola Saga since Toriyama wrote a part of the plot that Toyotaro built on. According to him, every saga slightly changed in the approach. Toyotaro also talked about Toriyama's corrections, which he greatly appreciated. Toriyama would ask for changes on stuff such as how a character talked or regarding battle tridimensionality. Overall, Toyotaro seemed to really enjoy working with Toriyama these last few years.
I mean, for the guy to go from being damn near homeless to writing Dragon Ball, amazing life story. I mean, if y'all don't actually know more about Akira Toriyama, I would say we having a video coming up about him soon, but hell, we'll probably have a video coming up about him soon, right? He's definitely impacted millions of people though, because hell, there's millions of Dragon Ball fans. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing exactly what storyline
Dude, I
Toyotaro
can't
wants
tell
to
what I'm
do.
most excited for. Voldemort or this. Because why not?
Now they're making this lady into Piccolo in the next live action. I mean, we already know that they voice act and cross over females doing male voices, males doing female voices, which makes zero sense, but hell, you can't expect Hollywood to make any sense, aka the Epstein Island fucking case and files. Yeah, I ain't talking too much about Epstein because hell, we all know Hollywood has been Hollywood since its conception.
So, you find yourself on the Unrelenting Gaming channel. How fortunate for you. I, Lord Frieza, will spare your life
Alright,
as
so
long
we're
as
gonna
you
be picking up
subscribe
with
and
Goku,
turn on notifications. Also,
getting his
don't forget to become a member of Unrelenting Gaming's Patreon
getting his
for tons of
player
exclusive
card
content,
reviewed by Frieza and
early
Cooler
access media, and much more.
during
Do it
his
now,
training with
or
Whis
else.
on that random planet that Whis likes to train him on. I mean, hell, what do you expect the rich people to do? Whatever the fuck they wanted to do, right? Oh man, you done went and bought an island? What's cracking over there? Where's it at? Somewhere with zero jurisdiction until the people come home. I mean, you can go do dirt, but as soon as
Now,
you
even
come
though I am
home,
rather
you know you
curious
done
on
did
seeing
some
whether
way
or not
illegal
Goku
things.
has what it takes to endure the early stages of his omniversal training before we take things to the next level, I can't help but wonder on how far Goku is willing to actually go, which only goes on to excite me with what it is that I look forward in putting him through as this continues.
There we go. Looks like I got the number two like. The number two like. Y'all know I'm rolling it up, so don't mind me. I'll be over here in the background. I'll be the one pausing and
As our
interrupting
story now
you.
continues, following the initial training session involving both Whis and Goku on planet Endeavor, with Goku being shown facing off against Black Frieza and Platinum Cooler, to which it was only just upon with Whis having to be shown observing from above, as Goku was shown at a significant disadvantage against both Frieza and Cooler, was when Whis went on to then quickly respond, "No, dear, for he appears to be struggling, which in fact is a far greater benefit than Goku might actually assume for it to go and be, and if he goes and reaches for his ascended powers beyond his perfected Ultra Instinct too early, then he will undoubtedly go and win these exchanges between them, but will ultimately go and lose the lesson here," Whis continues, as the lesson itself is what he needs most right now, because with the 5 strongest having to also once again stand to oppose Goku during this upcoming event, Whis continues, his odds against them aren't going to be any better if he doesn't go and take this time to quickly readjust himself prior to the tournament even beginning, since my ultimate focus is to help bring Goku into a new level of mastery behind his powers, which just so happens to coincidentally include both his primal and angelic levels, Whis continues, and if he wishes to truly focus him by going beyond his current limits into having him break the barriers that bind his mortal limitations from maintaining such power for lengthy periods of time, then he will need to
I
gradually
only got
increase
2
his endurance
cigars.
tolerance whilst having to
That'll be
limit
enough for
himself
this
from going
morning.
all out and using his strongest levels of power so quickly, as the goal here is to go and try to strengthen his latter levels of strength, which is why he must go and remain focused no matter what. I can't hold out like this this, especially with the way these two are continuing to go and attack me, and so I'll need to go and hurry and create some distance here between us before they are to go in. But then, it was only from out of nowhere now with Lisa's staff being shown having to quickly boomerang its way
Goku
around
having
and
to deal
having
with
to
that
smack Goku
jump
behind the head.
jutsu.
Whis went on to address Goku by responding, and there, do you see? For it was like I had said before we had started, Goku, for you are to go and sharpen your senses and always pay attention as to what is happening all around you at all times, Goku, as I would only therefore go and encourage for you to perhaps try and take things a bit more seriously while you're down there, otherwise you will lose, Goku. To which it was only within these very moments now with both Cooler and Frieza being shown having to knock Goku all the way out into the distance of the ocean with Goku being left all alone was when Cooler went on to then teleport behind Goku by then responding, "Oh, you didn't surely think that this here was going to be over just yet now, did you? Because me and my brother are only just getting started here against you." Cooler then went on to quickly respond upon now being shown having to grab Goku from behind. "Foolish Saiyan, just go and keep thinking that you are safe when you don't have the slightest idea on what we have that is waiting for you on the other side once me and my brother really start to go and put you through the meat grinder, Goku. And now that I have you firmly locked within my vices," Cooler continues, "what do you now say you go ahead and blast this little monkey while I'm able to go and keep him held in place? As I just want for you to know that it's over here, Goku." But then, it was only within these very moments now, just before Frieza's attacks were then shown having to make contact, was when Goku went on to then completely spin around by having to use Cooler as a meat shield by responding, "Well, not if I have something to say about that, Cooler, and while the two of you might be stronger than I am for the time being, this isn't over."
So I like how he said Goku spins around to use Cooler for a meat shield. Yeah, shout out to that selective choice words, meat shield. That means, hey, I know you was trying to have your brother blast the shit out of me, but guess what? You're the meat shield. Yeah, and I even left a comment on it on the original video. Go look it up. Time stamped it for bro and all that.
We're here between us, and deep down, you know that you aren't going to be able to go and beat me that easily. But then, it was only just upon with Goku now having to quickly notice as Whis' staff was making its way and having to boomerang right back towards him, was when Goku then went on to quickly continue, "Hey, wait, yes, but of course, Whis' staff can go and help provide me with just the cover that I need in order so that I can go and shake these two off of me for the time being, but I will need to go and act fast here before they are able to go and grab a hold of that before I can," Goku says. And so there we go, I got it, and now that I know that this will hold me out for a little while longer, so as long as I'm able to go and hold on to it, Goku says, then I'll have no other choice than to hurry and go and use this while I still can, since I am not in any position to go and make any sudden mistakes here, and since they don't seem to want to go and stop with Frieza aiming to fire these until he manages to somehow go and break my guard, Goku continues, so as long as I am able to go and wield Whis' staff and using it as a weapon and tool here against these two until I can finally fully focus, then I'll need to go and find a way to maintain control over his staff for just a few more minutes until it can go and buy me enough time to hurry in. But then, it was only just before Goku...
Now, for those that aren't paying attention, that is technically Vegeta's technique. Is key blast spamming until, you know, you make something of an opening for yourself. Which, as we all know, the only person that actually killed was future Gohan. Shouts out to that video. I might have to do that one coming up. The only person who actually died to key spamming was future Gohan. But we know why that happened to him, because, you know, it was future Gohan. He had to go.
Can register as to what had happened with Black Frieza being shown closing right in and having to be shown kicking Goku in the stomach was when Frieza went on to then quickly address Cooler by shouting, "Oh no, you don't say it, and now, Cooler, drown this monkey by sending him into the abyss below." "With pleasure," Cooler then says, "but remember our mission, as we mustn't go and let this primate go and try to get the better of us by any means, Frieza." And down into the waters below he goes. Cooler then quickly continues upon Black Frieza being short down.
Alright. Fire in the hole. You ain't got you a jelly roll. Hopefully you didn't sell your soul.
And so now let's hurry, with Goku responding, "Oh, they're going to try and drown me, which is why they continue to go and insist to try and keep me down here like this," Goku adds. And with Whis' suit having to going away so much it's forcing me to go deeper into the depths below, and so I'll need to. But then, it was only from within these very moments now, with Black Frieza quickly being shown having to dive his way back down into the waters below and having to now see Cooler join him in pushing Goku further into the depths below, was when Frieza went on to then quickly respond, "No, what's the matter, frivolous monkey? Don't tell me that you're struggling to emerge from these waters because of that suit that the angel has placed upon you, because don't you worry," Frieza adds, "as I can promise that this will only take but a few minutes before it all goes."
Imagine you and your brother get to jump the guy that y'all don't like, and he's got on a suit that's weighted down, extremely weighted down. Like, he's at his full capacity of his limits, just trying to keep up, no matter which form he goes to, because it's heavy as hell. I mean, it sounds unfair, but hell, that sounds like the way I would like to train. Hell, I want to be in a life-threatening situation, so I gain the most from said training, right?
Dark Goku. And while this is how you will be remembered for all of your troubles, since we aren't bound to go and let you progress any further than you already have, Frieza adds, which Cooler and I plan on going and stopping here and now. So we hope that you go and enjoy for what will bound to be taking place within the next few moments. And so you can go and consider this an eye for what you had went and did to us before, Saiyan. And then so you can go and forget about having to go and use any other method here to change the course of what is about to go and happen to you. And so you only have yourself to blame for the outcome of what is about to go and take place down here, you odious little monkey, with Cooler chiming in, "Yes, there we are, that's much better, and now that we have you exactly where we want for you to be, try not to go ahead and swallow too much water while we go and drown what's left of your miserable struggle here against us once and for all." But then, it was suddenly from the depths of the waters below, with Whis being shown having to be taken back upon suddenly noticing a massive surge of power having to emanate from below, was when Whis went on to then quickly respond, "Well, that was rather fast, as I can immediately notice that with Goku feeling the way he did, he had no other choice but to then ascend by using the next stage of his power just to simply go and survive down there. And as I can't help but now begin to wonder on where this battle will go from here," Whis questions, and especially now that it looks like Goku is beginning to take things to a whole different level against the two of them. But while he must go and continue to focus on maintaining this level of intensity throughout this entire duration, our goal is to not only go and strengthen Goku's primal variant by allowing for it to nearly be impossible for someone to defeat, but unless he were to go and find himself against a far stronger enemy than the current power he wields and being able to go and contest directly against it, then it is only at that moment where Goku is to go and use his angelic form, but only if he truly needs it, which is why he must go and remain within his primal stage unless he...
In other words, Whis is basically reminding Goku that, hey, you got to make sure that your highest level of power is only in extreme circumstances. Like, quit just jumping to it because you're like, well, damn, I'm getting kind of beat the fuck up. Nah, get beat the fuck up and figure out why you're getting beat the fuck up. Oh, is he faster than me? Not really. Is he hitting harder than me? Just a little bit. But, well, could I, try to get my reflexes and my responses a little bit more on point? Yeah, when I see the right hook coming, do I let him come in a little bit and then go with the counter? Yeah, I mean, it's all about your counter game because, hell, you don't want to use up the trump card before it'll make sure that you lock down the win type shit. That's like running a 10 hand and you don't try to lead out with your spades. Well, hold on. They can get us in books, sir. They can get us in books. They got a couple queens somewhere down the line that would be haters. So, it's only ace king situation on the board when we're trying to run that 10. And queens are suspect, right? Suspect to get cut.
It to be an absolute requirement. It's a real shame that things didn't turn out to be far different than how they were when you and your brother came to attack our planet the way you did. But you and your kind will never learn, Goku adds, no matter how many chances you are given to change, Frieza. And since I now know that with this planet having to go and use the memories of my past here against me and allowing for me to face you and your brother the way I am right now, I just want for you to understand that from this moment onwards, you will not be walking through me like that no matter what it is.
Now, this part right here with him finally ascending versus Frieza makes me remember Frieza's first fight with him and how he's like, man, I got this in the bag. I'm finna whoop this dude ass. Hell, he had a 3 million power level. Okay, 3 million. So with his Kaioken times 20, y'all know where he was at with that. That's under, well, it's under Frieza's 50%, which is what he was maxed out using against Goku anyways. Like, I won't even have to go to half my power to beat you, bro. And then Goku had to times 20 just to keep up with that slightly. Yeah, so then you got the tournament of power. Frieza sitting back watching Goku do his thing. He's sitting here getting PTSD all over again because what happened? Oh, you're going to go fight somebody that's way stronger than you, and then what happens? You get a random new transformation. Not just one, but two. Yeah, it's like, well, hold on. It wasn't just Kaioken, it was actually Super Saiyan. Nah, he didn't just go Ultra Instinct. He went mastered UI after that. The second go round of their little skedaddle, right? Yeah, they be skedaddling. You know what I mean?
Is that either one of you go and try to use to stop me because it won't work. Why, you arrogant little chip, you are going to regret it having to go and mock me and my brother, and you will go and pay for it with your life, God monkey. And just who do you think you are for you to go and assume that we are just scared of this so-called primal power of yours, monkey? Because I have news for you, we are not. And so now, cooler, let's go and tear him apart while I'm able to go and hold him. It's foolish for either one of you to even want to go and try to take me on as I already am, Goku went on to then add, especially when having to remember on how this went for the two of you the last time that we battled. However, Goku adds, unlike before, I am far stronger now than how I was upon our first encounter, and so you don't have a chance, and let this go and be further evidence as to why. To which, of course, within these very moments, as Goku is then shown quickly elbowing both Cooler and Frieza before having to be shown elbowing them right back down into the ocean below, as when Whis went on to then quickly add, good, now there's the focus that I had wanted to go and see from him, as I had only expected for such a response from him if he wasn't already doomed from the moment that they drove Goku down into the depths of the water.
Now, see, what did I just say a minute ago? I said he wants Goku to actually figure out where his lower transformations were lacking. That way, when he goes into the next one, that's what he can directly know to actually keep as best as he can while he's up. You see what I'm saying? Okay, when you're down, you figure out why you're down. So now when you up, you figure out how to stay up. He's even more focused. The boy done dodged the damn staff, which it normally clocks him all across his head. And he's already fighting these two, ducking, dodging, ducking, and dodging. Y'all know that video. I'm pretty sure y'all watch shorts, because some of y'all watch mine. Yeah. See, he's making sure. Okay, don't forget, while you fighting these two, you still got to be ducking and dodging, making sure you paying attention to everything, because that'll be what gets you right. And the boy started to catch on. We so over here proud of him. He said that's why he my student. Yeah, he mastered Ultra Instinct before Beerus did, and Beerus has got years of experience on him at it. So yeah. That's why he beat Beerus up a couple episodes back. Hit the playlist.
Focused and seemingly ready to go and continue with his training. Whis continues upon having to attempt to once again throw his staff down, with Goku now being shown having to counter it. And it's good to see that he hasn't forgotten about the lessons that I instilled upon him before, as I was beginning to go and question on when it would finally go and come back to him, which I in fact am actually very happy to now see. And while I must go and admit that I do rather feel quite proud in seeing as to how far Goku has gotten in polishing this primal Ultra Instinct of his, I can say with absolute confidence that not only is Goku now far stronger than either one of these illusions that Planet Endeavor has created, but with his test only now having to continue to intensify that much more as this goes on. And I am rather curious to see as to how Goku will respond to what Planet Endeavor is about to go and throw right back towards him, and that is simply because he mustn't go and climb any higher lest he deems for the power to be absolutely necessary. But let's just see. To which it was only just upon with Primal Ultra Instinct Goku being shown having to now avoid several energy blasts coming down from below before having to be shown completely deflecting one, was when Goku then went on to quickly respond. Now, while I knew that you would go and try to respond, I didn't think that you would actually go and do so in a very cowardly fashion. But then again, Goku continues, and I should have already known that much by now when having to deal with the two of you, and so trying to go and...
Now, see, this is exactly what happened a couple weeks ago when Goku was fighting Beerus. Now, how much stronger is Beerus? It's automatically showing you that even in his black form, Beerus is way beyond fucking Frieza because he smacked Beerus's shit like this, and right now he's in the suit fighting Frieza. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, he was just casually smacking Beerus's shit like this. You see what I'm saying? And now it takes the suit. Yeah. Did I say that wrong? Probably, but y'all get what I'm saying. Beerus is way stronger than Frieza because yeah, I mean, it is Beerus, but y'all get what I'm saying. Frieza actually got a little respect right here, but we ain't gonna say that. We gonna say that Beerus is still stronger because Goku just was training against Beerus, which makes it even more relative for him to need the suit to fight Frieza to give Frieza some type of chance. Is what I'm saying. Yeah, you know how that goes. Hell, we sitting here smoking and getting our morning eye boogers up out of here. So, y'all get the morning stream. Catch me on the evening stream, which reminds me to tell y'all better comment whatever y'all trying to see. Because, hell, I don't know what you're watching because y'all know what I'm watching. But we'll review anything because we got 24 hours in a day, right? Hell, can't sit up and watch Dragon Ball all the time. It be days where nothing be popping. And we could have been doing something else. But y'all know y'all supposed to fill in the schedule for me with requests. Appreciate them in the comments.
Blindside me into thinking that you can go and use the darkness of the waters below to shield your attack from having me go and see it isn't going to help you, Goku adds. And so you can hurry it up and come on out now because I know on exactly what it was that the two of you had went and just did, and so you might as well go and reveal yourself as the entity now began to emerge from the depths below by having to then respond, well, so you're just as cunning as I had remembered you and having to be after Vegeta had brought you back on Earth to go and help him with his troubles down there against me, and yet despite all of this, the entity continues. I can carefully see on how you are watching to try to understand the scale of what lies directly right in front of you, and so just think about it, you brainless ape, because imagine what I would have went and done if we hadn't separated the way we did, for we would have went and had torn right through Vegeta, and soon after cooliza then suddenly went on to then continue, we would have went and had torn right through you, son Goku. And so while you were lucky enough to have went and managed to go and pull yourself out of the depths below and having to...
Now, see, I like how he directly follows it up with the fights that you would want to see after, he does the series. Oh, we're going to introduce cooliza, right? Then his next arc, not even the next arc, it was the one or two after. Because it was the top 5. And then he did... Demon God Rajan, and then he came back and threw this one. So yeah, see, yeah, because that was during the top 5. He was first introduced. He skipped one, and then he came back with the let's see Goku fight cooliza, which was a fusion by himself. Now see if he can handle it, type shit.
Drown cooliza continues. What will follow from this moment onwards will be nothing short of your demise, monkey. And so go ahead and think what you want, because in the end, the only thing that matters will be your inevitable destruction, you worthless little primates. With Goku responding, I've trained on this world before, and so I know exactly as to what you are, so you don't scare me one bit whether the two of you have decided to go and merge down there or not, which is simply because the outcome is going to wind up in having to be the same either way, Goku continues. And while Vegeta had never intended on going and bringing me to Earth to go and battle against you, since I was already battling against the top 5 strongest warriors in the entire multiverse before joining Vegeta and breaking you down, Goku adds, understand that while you may assume to hold some kind of an advantage here, in reality, it's sad to say that you don't, and you never will, cooliza. With cooliza responding, oh, don't act so noble here, Saiyan, because you know as well as I do that Vegeta hates that he had to go and rely on you to go and beat us, and he'll hate it even more once he goes and realizes what happened to you here after you face me, cooliza continues. And so now go and assume that fighting stance of yours and do the thing that you always go and tend to do, and that is to go and simply convince yourself that you'll actually be getting through me here, because now that you're all alone, I am going to go and tear you apart for what you did to me. You're as delusional as ever if you think that I'm going to actually go and fall for your mind games here, Primal Ultra Instinct Goku then went on to quickly respond. But if you still think that I'll be as easy to go and push around as I was in my lower states, then why don't you come and try your luck while I happily go and demonstrate the difference between your power and my own, and don't assume that this suit will go and be slowing down here either, because I'm just getting started here, cooliza, and so now bring it. To which, as cooliza was then shown in having to do, was when cooliza went on to then quickly respond. No, you want me to go and bring it now, do you? Well, alright, Saiyan Monkey, but know this, that I am yet to go and reach my full potential, as you may already vividly remember. And so try not to go and die on me too early before I go and get a chance to go and use it against you, Saiyan. As Whis went on to then carefully observe from above by responding, steady focus down there, Goku, as your endurance will now be tested, and so you mustn't relinquish your control lest you warrant in having to be defeated, Whis says. And while I still go and urge for him to only use his angelic power against enemies who do call for such a level to be drawn out and used on the surface, Whis adds, and I assume that he wouldn't even need to go that far, especially when considering.
Now, see, Unrelent makes it clearly known that, hey, you can, take the show that you like and write the stories you want to write with it. That's the thing you got to remember. Don't just sit up and be a fan, right? Because that's what we're going to be talking about coming up soon on our shit. Don't just be a fan. Put shit you like right back into action. You see what I'm saying? Oh, your favorite show stops? Well, guess what? Here's your chance to go ahead, take up the mantle with the old writing prestige. If you consider yourself a fan and damn it, I'm also a creative. Let me show you what I would do since they done quit or whatever happened. Businesses do fall off at some point in time because the sole proprietor, like Akira Toriyama, dies. Well, now as a fan, I can go ahead and do fan-made stuff. You see what I'm saying? And then if the company be like, well, that's not company approved, it's not canon, that's good that it's not canon because it's not company approved. But just remember, whatever the company put out is canon. So everything Dragon Ball is canon. In other words, it makes sense in the story because it's not linear. It's like watching Saw. You see what I'm saying? You don't just start with Saw 1, you got to start with Jigsaw. So you can figure out who you finna be watching to begin with. Okay, this was the guy fully when he died, after he died the third time that he was killed. Because, he dead a couple times in the movies, right? You see, Jigsaw was dead, but, nah, it's Goku. It starts off wherever the hell it was. And, yeah, so then whenever we come back to restart the story, now we got y'all attention because y'all want to see how we fix the shit that we fucked up when we fucked up some shit, right? Yeah, because hold on, if you throw Super Saiyan 4 in there before Beerus, how does that affect the story? That's a big question. And then they come out with a Dragon Ball Beerus update. Hey, are we going to explain it then? Nah. It's a build up for later. You see what I'm saying? We're going to redo the same story, just give it better production. And then what? Jeezy told you, first I'm going to get this dough. And then what? Then I'm going to stack some more. I mean, if I had to paint that picture for y'all, because, look, we got him sitting here locked in. We's up here watching, got him over here clocking it.
On how strong Goku's Primal Ultra Instinct level already is, even when compared to when they previously had battled on Earth before, to which it was only within this time when going back on the Supreme Kai homeworld. It was only to our sudden surprise with Goten and Trunks being shown having to wear Kaioshin outfits and now being shown sitting directly in front of the Elder Kai was when Trunks went on to then quickly respond, "No, Goten, this is driving me crazy. We've been sitting here for several hours now and nothing's really happened because, well, he's just, well, the old Kai is just sitting there and he's not doing anything. I mean, just look at him. I mean, I don't sense you in having to be any stronger than you were just a few hours ago, and so am I the only one?" Trunks questions, because I don't feel anything different about myself here either, and so what do you say? With Goten responding, "Yeah, well, I did remember Gohan having to tell me that the old Kai did take a very long time in drawing out Gohan's..."
And it's not even that. See, the old Kai is what, a god of creation. So what is he doing? He's creating more power from what they already have in him. You see what I'm saying? Shouts out to the ultimate state, because that's what a god of creation should be able to do. He should be able to take you to your ultimate state. Uh, oh, I might not have as evolved your people as I could. Here, let me throw in you a little something extra, right? Shouts out to having a good plug. Which is what we talk about at our next show at 10 a.m. Don't forget to tune in to TWP, because, we'll be right back with a video over there at 10 o'clock. Central Color People
Power
Time.
out and onto the surface, but, well, I just didn't think that he'd have us just sitting here doing nothing all day like this, and so I don't know what to tell you here, but no, I don't really feel myself in having to be any stronger, but I don't sense in you having to be either, and so from the looks of it, we've got to either go and wake him up or maybe speak out so he can hear us, because how did he just go and fall asleep like this? Go 10 questions, with Trunks responding, yeah, well, I'm about to go and wake him up, because for all of these hours that we've spent just having to go and sit here, Trunks says, we could have been out training and getting stronger, but instead we're out here looking after the elderly, Goten, and so I just say,
I mean, you can clearly see his hands are still raised and locked in that position, although you can clearly see he done fell asleep. So if he's locked in the position, what makes y'all think y'all can get up? See, that's that kid shit. Gohan thought the same shit. That's why it happens for them in their teen years. Why? Because you need to help these little dudes as much as you can when you can. Shouts out to being a good community figure and coming through and helping people with their upgrades, because that's what they trying to symbolize right there. When you can actually help these little motherfuckers that are hard headed, put in your work and sit there and do it right. Shouts out to you. Shout out to me, shout out to doing your THIN to the G's.
we go and burst the old man's bubble, and then just, what are the two of you doing? Piccolo then suddenly went on to then scare Goten and Trunks by shouting, stop whispering to each other as if I can't go and hear you, because maybe you didn't happen to notice, but my ears can go and hear a lot of things, and that includes your whining and complaining. And then so now quit fidgeting around and sit still and pay attention, with the Supreme Kai then having to respond, well, they definitely do take up after their fathers, alright, but why exactly is it that they suddenly so urgently are looking for the Elder Kai to go and awaken their full potential here, Piccolo? For is there a reason for such a visit? Because I'm sure that it couldn't happen to involve anything too serious here after all, especially not with their fathers having to go and still be around alongside with some of the others like Gohan and Broly, and so why the request? With Piccolo responding, well, let's just say that it's for the better, especially if these two end up finding themselves in a situation that they shouldn't even be in to begin with, but nevertheless, there is something that I'm going to go and let you in on that just so happens to be the very reason as to why we went and came here, Piccolo says. And with their fathers having to therefore open their eyes after their battle with Frieza and Cooler along with their fusion, Piccolo continues, and I think that the boys have finally come to fully understand the importance behind why you should always be at your very best, even when you shouldn't be, because not only can anything go and happen at any given moment, but if it does happen and they aren't ready, then they already know on exactly what that'll cost them, Piccolo adds. And now that they both appear to see the bigger picture along with coming to see on how far their fathers have went and made it, Piccolo continues, since they have already dragged me this far already, I intend on going and teaching them the hard way just like I did with Gohan, and I don't expect anything less than their absolute best from them, otherwise they are doomed. And so now here's the real reason as to why we all came here, Piccolo says, to which it was only right then and there now, during that moment, where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super Legacy of the Omniverse, the official top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse sequel, manga chapter number 18 special, then comes to a close.
Well, actually, I'll go ahead and take it from here, as I do want to go as far as to address something very important with our dear viewers at the moment. As before I go and give you the following information, if you aren't already a member of Unreal's Patreon community, then you are truly missing out on so much without you even knowing, because not only is the next episode already on the page, but if you want to support all of the manga content that you see and gain access to tons of exclusives along the way that range from a variety of different things, then we do encourage for you all to become members of our Patreon community today, for we will link everything down within the description box below and pinned comment section as well. Now I will go as far as to say that even though I had already known that Goku wasn't going to allow Frieza and Cooler to go and get the better of him without having Goku quickly turn the tables against two of them, but while it would appear as though with Goku having his hands full following Frieza and Cooler's sudden merger, the purpose of Goku's training is starting to to become clear, because with Goten and Trunks also now shown and having to take part of something special of their very own, you do not want to go and miss out on what is about to happen coming up next. So we hope that you all enjoyed today's video, and before you leave, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up by smashing that like button on your way out, as well as also subscribing to Unreal and Gaming's channel for tons of new Dragon Ball content. So with that, we thank you all so much for watching, as we'll be seeing you all again for the next one.
Now, I know it might be weird, maybe even a little bit sus, but just trust me, okay? Just shove it in your mouth, Catman.
Say what now? I will do no such thing, Talking Bugman, but what I will do is encourage you all to subscribe to Unrelent Gaming for the latest Dragon Ball content. And while you're at it, make sure to like the video. Also, don't forget to become a member of Unrelent Gaming's Patreon community for more exclusive content, early access, and much, much more. Do it now, or I'll destroy your planet.
See, that's what makes you think.
Every taco.
Hey,
Of course,
don't
the
just waste
studio's trying to
goddamn
say,
thing.
you know
Pass it
what, we
here.
kind of was fucked up when we first had to do this as far as the anime, so we'll redo that for y'all. We got that kind of feeling. And then we'll start the anime at some point, because, you know, they got a story that was written to animate. Shout out to Galactic Patrol. That'll be interesting. That will be interesting. Because, you know, Moro was what actually gives you the training of Vegeta for the Vegeta fans. What if Vegeta went to Yard's Rat? Yeah, he's gonna come back with something better than Goku did. Goku only got instant transmission and mastery of Super Saiyan activation at least. Can I go Super Saiyan? Yeah, I can get dumb strong, motherfucker. I'm sitting at about 60 million power level right now. Then when I transform to
In
Super
the very
Saiyan,
first
I wasn't even
non-canon
maxed out
Broly
when I
movie, which was
transformed.
titled
So
Broly, the Legendary Super Saiyan. And on that movie, we all found out about the tragic past of Paragus and also baby Broly, which I believe pretty much all of you guys know the entire story of baby Broly and Paragus. And right now, Broly is canon and he's coming back for the Dragon Ball Super movie, which is titled Dragon Ball Super Broly. And with that right now, Broly will be in the original continuation of the main story. And also with that, I have a deeper story for you guys as well. And it goes back to the very first non-canon Broly movie. When Broly was born on planet Vegeta, he was born with a ridiculously high power level, which was 10,000. And if you guys really think about it, on that movie, guys, it was never really explained the main reason why Broly was born with such a massive power level at birth. And with that,
no, we know exactly why he was born at a 10,000 power level, because that was what King Vegeta's power level was. Yeah, for the people that know, right? Talk your shit in the comments. Wasn't King Vegeta at 10,000 power level? So that makes sense why the legendary Super Saiyan would be born at the King's level, right? Because, you know, him and Vegeta were born at the same time, although Vegeta was born with, what, 6,000 power level, I recall, if that's what they started him off at. Come on now, y'all know y'all numbers. So, see, he was born with the King's power level. That means, as a legendary Super Saiyan, he sensed the powers around him, and then he was born with his. Okay, I only need to display 10,000. Legendary. You see what I'm saying? That's all I said right there. The boy makes sense.
guys, King Vegeta feared that Broly would be something bigger, something more monstrous. And with fear, King Vegeta ordered the death of Broly. And as soon as Paragus heard the news that his baby son, Broly, would be killed because he had a massive power level, he went directly to King Vegeta to beg for mercy. Paragus told King Vegeta that when Broly becomes an adult, he will be a great warrior. But still, King Vegeta did not care about what Paragus was saying. And with that still, the execution order that King Vegeta placed for the death of Broly was still in place. And hours later, Broly was stabbed right in the chest as a baby. and he was left to die next to his father, Paragus. But on the same day, something bigger was taking place, and that was Frieza was coming to destroy planet Vegeta. And as planet Vegeta was being destroyed by Frieza, suddenly a wounded baby Broly opened his eyes, and with that he was able to shield himself and his father.
Nah, see, Broly was exiled at the
Out of
time
planet
Planet
Vegeta
exploded.
before his
He
massive
was already gone.
destruction. And other than Goku and Broly being born on the same day, we know nothing else about Broly's past, his true past. And guys, on this story right here, we go deeper into Broly's past and we tell the untold story of who Broly really is. When Broly was born, he was born with a ridiculously high, monstrous power level, which was 10,000, which shocked pretty much everyone. And that is the reason why King Vegeta ordered the death of Broly. But what was the main reason why Broly has such a massive power level at birth? And now we have to go back more than 1,000 years, where one Saiyan was going up against his entire race, because they were bloodthirsty animals. They knew nothing but to conquer and destroy. And that Saiyan was able to find 5 other pure-hearted Saiyans, and with the help of them, he became the first ever Super Saiyan God, and he took on an entire race of his own people. And this Saiyan who rebelled against all the other evil Saiyans, he was immensely strong, like no other, no equal to him. And in time, he was defeated, not by anyone, by himself. He was defeated by his own power. His body was not able to handle the immense power that he was unleashing. And with that, that was a death of
Once
that
again,
Saiyan.
if you
And the
actually
name
look
of that
at that body
Saiyan is
outline, it's the Super
Yamoshi.
Saiyan 4
And even though the
Vegeta.
body of Yamoshi was completely
Yamoshi doesn't
destroyed
look
by
like
the
Goku,
immense
it's supposed to
power,
look like
but still, guys,
Vegeta.
the life and the spirit of Yamoshi was still alive. And it's
It's
just like how
supposed to look like
Zamasu
Vegeta.
was. Even though Zamasu was destroyed
So
by
would that be a
Trunks, but still
Vegito or is
Zamasu's
it just
spirit was
Vegeta?
still alive. And with that, guys, Yamoshi's spirit was searching for a new vessel, a new body. And then finally, after years, after many, many years, a baby was born, and the name of that baby was Broly. Yamoshi was reincarnated into...
Nah, it makes sense because Vegeta already said to be king you have to be the strongest, which means when Yamoshi fought, he became the king because he was the strongest. That's why it looks like Vegeta. The same thing with his family line. Like, nah, I got to be stronger than Pops to actually take his title, and then I had been stronger than my Pops. I just never took the title because, you know, he was still active king type shit. Especially since y'all was running under Frieza anyway. It's like, well, you don't even need to be the king because he took you at 6. Let me take the prince with me. I'll keep
with
him
that,
safe.
the massive power level that
In
Broly
other
possessed
words.
at birth as a baby, that put fear into the heart of King Vegeta. He feared that one day Broly might be too big of a threat. With that, he ordered the execution of Broly. Now guys, what if this story actually happens in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie? In the official Dragon Ball Super Broly movie summary, we found out about Paragus and also King Vegeta. 41 years ago on planet Vegeta, King Vegeta had a son, and his name was Prince Vegeta. And King Vegeta was very proud of Vegeta's power level. But guys, on the same time, King Vegeta's right-hand man, Military Lieutenant Paragus, also had a son as well. But the thing was, Paragus' son Broly had a much higher power level than the king's son. And King Vegeta was not too happy for the fact that a lower class warrior such as Broly having a more higher power level than his own son, Prince Vegeta, who shares a royal bloodline. And with that, guys, King Vegeta got very jealous of Broly because his power level was higher than his own son's. And with that, he sent out Broly out of planet Vegeta to a very faraway planet. And the planet that Broly was sent out on as a baby, that planet was very hostile. Every day he had to fight for his life. It's either kill or be killed. And being stronger than his own son Vegeta, that was not the only issue. There was something more deeper about Broly, something more darker. At birth, Broly had a massive power level, unlike any other Saiyan babies before. This was something so unusual, and he feared that one day Broly will lose control and destroy the entire planet. And guys, today I have an alternative story for you guys, and it starts right now. Many years ago, before King Vegeta became the
Long-ass
king of
intro to
planet
a story.
Vegeta,
What?
there was another king, and that was the father of King Vegeta.
Yeah.
And for this video, guys, we'll just call him Grand Vegeta. So guys, Grand Vegeta had two sons, and he loved them very much, and their names were Vegeta and Paragus. And both brothers, Paragus and also Vegeta, they're very close to each other. They loved each other very much. And from a very young age, both brothers Paragus and also Vegeta,
That'd be
they went
funny,
with
'cause
their
now that
father
makes
to conquer
Paris royalty, huh?
worlds. And
Yeah,
every
he's
time both
actually a
brothers
prince.
were
I
together with
mean,
their
he's just
father,
saying army
their
because
father,
he ain't
Grand
king, so
Vegeta,
fuck him.
was observing Vegeta and also
We'll rewrite his whole
Paragus.
backstory.
And Grand Vegeta wanted the
Actually make him
leadership to be
Scar.
transferred onto
Yeah, Paragus is
once
Scar and
he
Vegeta's
passed
Mufasa.
away, because Paragus is the older brother. And Grand Vegeta even promised Paragus that once he passed away, the leadership of the entire Saiyan race would be on the shoulders of Paragus. And
Only
his son
problem is
Paragus was very
Vegeta was
happy for
stronger
the
than
fact that
Paragus.
Grand Vegeta trusted him so
Oh,
much.
imagine that. Like,
and he
you're the older
believed in
brother,
him.
but your little brother's
But
stronger
guys,
than you.
each
That's some
time Grand
fucked up
Vegeta took his sons to
situation for
battle,
y'all.
he
I'm glad I ain't
noticed
never had
something
that
else.
kind of
His
problem.
younger son Vegeta showcased more ruthlessness. He
Yeah, because
showcased
I've
more
always been the
leadership.
superior
And before the
model of my
passing
little
of
brother.
Grand Vegeta,
Although he ain't
transferred
little.
the leadership of the entire Saiyan race to his younger son Vegeta. And Paragus didn't like the fact that his father lied to him. He gave him false hope so he could just rip it away later. And Paragus thought to himself that he should have been the rightful king because he was the eldest son, but instead it was his younger brother that got the leadership over the entire Saiyan race, and he became the king. Before both
he's
brothers
stronger than you,
loved each
Paragus?
other, but guys, not anymore. Day
You
by
was
day,
hitting what,
Paragus grew hate
25
for
to
his
like
brother
5,000? Which,
Vegeta.
you know,
One day, both
when
Paragus
power
and
levels
Vegeta
were for
got into
Saiyans
a
back
big
then relevant
argument,
like
and
that,
Paragus
he was
told
cool.
his brother Vegeta that our father
You was stronger
promised
than
me
Raditz.
that I would become the leader once he was gone. And with that,
Yeah,
they had
Nappa
a
would have beat your
massive fight
ass.
where the
But, you
entire
know,
planet Vegeta
stronger than Raditz
was
at least.
shaking. But at the end of their battle, the winner was King Vegeta. And King Vegeta could have killed his brother Paragus, but instead he spared him. And soon the newly crowned king of Vegeta felt that Paragus could be a big problem. And with that, guys, he banned his brother.
But that would be another reason why he actually did send away Broly, because, you know, that's actually my brother's son. And he born with a power level equivalent to mine. King Weeda said, last I scanned myself, I was 10,000, because, you know, I'm pretty sure the king would be scouting himself, right? Well, what's my power level? How high am I? You see what I'm saying? You know he king. Ain't nobody fucking with him but Frieza and Frieza Force members, because, you know, they about 20,000. 20,000. Damn, them niggas 20. I'm only 10, so, you know, I'm good though. Cause hell, as long as I'm cool, I can do whatever the fuck I want anyways. And so as long as I'm good here, I can run this planet, and then everybody else go out and put in the work for Frieza. So, you know, we are a warrior race, so I can send my little niggas out and put in work. I'll just be sitting here, you know, kinging it up, because I'm strong. So I had to give me some training one day, you know, had some problems. Because, you know, 20,000 ain't hard to get Zenkais for. Not back in them days, as long as that's the story and how you should write it. Hell, it would have been easy for them to take over, because that's why they were a threat. It would be easy for them to take over. All it takes is Zenkais and fights. Well, you didn't want to kill them, and that made them stronger.
Paragus from coming to the royal household. And after a couple of years go by, King Vegeta has a son, and that son's name is Prince Vegeta. And King Vegeta's son, Prince Vegeta, had a high power level, which King Vegeta was very proud of. But guys, at the very same time, his brother Paragus also had a son as well, and that son's name was Broly. But the thing with Broly was, Broly had a much higher power level than the king's son Vegeta. And when King Vegeta found out that Paragus' son Broly had a much higher power level than his own son Vegeta,
he got very, very jealous. And King Vegeta believed that once Broly grew up, Paragus could use Broly as a weapon to take revenge. And there was also something else that put fear into the king's heart. And that was when Broly was born. He was born with a massive power level, and they have never witnessed something like this ever before. And with that, guys, King Vegeta feared that one day, when Broly grows up, he would lose control of his power and destroy the entire planet Vegeta. At birth, Broly had a massive power level, unlike any other Saiyan babies before. But guys, we never really found out why Broly had such a massive power level from birth. See guys, before the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie was even announced, we got the news about the first ever Super Saiyan God, who was Yamoshi. But guys, when the Broly movie was announced, everybody thought that that would be Yamoshi because they recently talked about Yamoshi. Why would they rebuild him just not to show him? And as soon as the entire Dragon Ball fandom was shaken up by the news that Broly is becoming canon, the impossible is happening, everyone stopped talking about Yamoshi. And all the talks were about Broly. And guys, without a single doubt, they could easily connect Broly with Yamoshi. The reason that Broly had a massive power level, they could easily connect that with Yamoshi. That is because Broly is a reincarnation of the fallen Saiyan Yamoshi. Anyways, you guys, that is a have for you guys today. So let me know what you guys think about this.
Legendary Super Saiyans. What do y'all think?
Thumbs up. And if you guys are more videos like this,
they trying to link
the subscribe button.
Broly
Because
with
guys, I'll be
Yamoshi, but
uploading
nah,
videos
it ties to the
movie,
royal
and also
bloodline.
other content. Anyways, guys, once again, thank you all so much for watching and have a blessed day.
Easily more acceptable, right? Nah. Because in order to be king, you gotta be the strongest. So if Vegeta ever took over, which is what happened because there's been 4 of them, right? Yeah, we're currently watching Prince Vegeta the 4th. So you go back. If it used to be Yamoshi, then his son was Vegeta, and then you started the Vegeta thing for 1, 2, 3, 4. You see how that works? Thousands of them. Thousands.
Do you feel that energy? If I didn't know better, I'd say that was my dad. But that's crazy.
It is Goku. I have no idea how, but it's definitely your father. It's certain.
That can't be Goku. Saiyan powers are not strong enough to be felt this far away.
Well, it is. And I don't think that's a good thing.
And this is my favorite level. I call it Super Saiyan 3. Sorry to keep you waiting. It takes a while to get to.
So in other words, for the people that wasn't paying attention to that part, right? That was a story reminding y'all that the Supreme Kai can sense nothing below Super Saiyan 3 from his planet. He's like, I can't even sense y'all from out here. That's why I ain't been tripping over what's been going on. Hell, I could have been came through and pulled up on Frieza, but I really can't sense his power level. It's low. Yeah, that shit's low compared to where he's at. So he's like, I can't even sense y'all shit. I know y'all here because I created y'all, but as far as y'all being on my sensory board, I don't even do it. Because y'all so far away is what he's saying. Man, that's crazy. I normally can't sense it. I know where it is, or can go instantly to anything, but
It was Goku who brought
what the hell?
Goten there, believing that his youngest son could go even further than he himself had. From that day, Goten began to feel a strange thirst burning inside him, an overwhelming desire to reach the state of ultra instinct he had only heard about in stories. Goten stood in the vast training arena, while Whis twirled his staff lightly and said, "When your father asked me to train you, it wasn't because of your current strength, but because you are a hybrid. Hybrids always evolve faster than pure-blooded scions, and that might grant you a chance to touch instinct." Without hesitation, Goten unleashed his power. His body ignited in fiery red, Super Saiyan God.
Heat surged through him as though his body were burning alive. Whis raised an eyebrow slightly and remarked calmly, "So, you've reached the royal power, but you don't yet understand what this means." He stepped closer and spoke in a low, secretive tone. "This power is not just transformation, it is a gate. Whoever touches it begins to glimpse the secrets of the gods themselves." Goten clenched his fists with excitement. "Then that's what I want. I want to reach instinct." Whis chuckled softly, tapping his staff. "Don't be impatient. The road ahead is far longer than you imagine."
See,
Goten
we be
raised his
finding y'all
energy
some
again.
Dragon Ball
His red
videos, right?
aura blazed brighter until it burst into blue.
Y'all want to wake up, watch y'all some cartoons, and y'all want to watch Dragon Ball at that. Hell, I keep you entertained. Super Saturdays.
As if nothing was
So I said,
remarkable.
I got you.
He
I
said
got
simply,
you. Infotainment.
But remember, red or blue,
Entertainment on
these
this
are
channel,
only beginnings.
typically information
And
on the
so,
other one.
Whis declared the start of true
But we'll make
training.
that
His
infotainment
movements
also, because
blurred like
that's
flashes
what we
of light,
did.
attacking Goten mercilessly, forcing him past his limits. Sweat poured down Goten's face. His body screamed in pain, yet he rose each time, stronger than before. Nearby, Beerus slept soundly, completely unaware. Then suddenly, Whis leaned close to Goten's ear and whispered seriously for the first time. "Remember this well. Beerus must not know what you've reached. You have touched a power you should never let him see, the power of the gods." Goten's eyes widened in shock, his thirst for hidden knowledge only growing. What began now would not just be training. It would be a test that would shake everything he knew about himself. The battle continued. Whis danced around him lightly, deliberately holding back to give Goten chances to push himself. Goten fought with all his heart, kicks, strikes, gasps of exhaustion, but never yielding. With each blow, he learned, adapted, evolved. Then suddenly, gathering all his energy into his hands, Goten roared.
Now see, for those that are paying attention, it's an easy layup to answer a fan-made question in a new video series coming up. What if we trained Goku from the beginning? Nah. It'll be what if we trains Goten from his teenage years? Like, okay, yeah, he is, finna be teen version Goten. So what if teen version Goku could be told, trained by Whis story, crossed over with Goten, because that's what you use the kids for. The what ifs that you never would have seen, because that's what Trunks and Goten are gonna be coming up. They're gonna just be expounded upon, because Toyotaro's definitely known for writing stories about the kids, and then that gives you involvement of Goku and Vegeta in said stories, because guess what, they're not far off with the kids is there. And then if there's something really problematic that the kids couldn't handle, that's when Goku and Vegeta just finished the story for you. But okay, well, the kids was doing good because they're hybrids, so they're gonna do good. But in case of emergency, you got Goku and Vegeta there anyways, and they'll fuse or whatever necessary for the story to be concluded. Yeah, and that's how you wrap them up. Hell, seasons of Dragon Ball can be for as long as they're trying to get it going, but hell, we'll see where it goes, right?
A violent blue blast erupted with unexpected force. In an instant, Whis vanished, smiling as he let the attack go astray. But the beam's target was far worse than Goten imagined. It tore toward the massive window leading into the chamber where Beerus slept. Goten's heart stopped as the explosion shook the place. Too late, he realized what he had done. Beerus' eyes opened slowly. He rose, his aura blazing purple with fury. His deep voice thundered, "Who dares disturb my sleep?" He appeared before Goten, who now stood transformed in a new form Beerus had never seen. The god of destruction raised an eyebrow in surprise. "What is this transformation? Whis, did you hide something from me?" Whis stepped forward calmly, trying to ease the tension. "It's merely a result of training." Goten touched the essence of the god's power, something I did not expect so soon. But Beerus' face darkened, his voice sharp with anger. "The god's power? And you kept it from me? Do you mean to threaten my place, Whis?" In a flash, Beerus struck. His blow sent Goten crashing into the ground, his form collapsing, his breath ragged and eyes brimming with pain. Beerus looked down with disdain. "Pathetic. Training ends here. There's no place for children on my planet, and Goku will pay the price for bringing you. Whis tried to defend him. My Lord Beerus, please, he's only just begun. If you would grant him. Silence, Whis. Beerus roared. You will never bring him here again. That is my order. Tears blurred Goten's vision as he lay broken on the ground. His dream shattered before his eyes. Ultra Instinct, the very thing he longed for, was now sealed away from him by a power he could not defy. With no
about doing
choice,
these
Whis returned
verticals.
Goten
People
to
like,
Earth.
you're just
The
recording
boy
your
was
laptop?
silent, head lowered.
Yeah,
Goku
it
and
could be
Vegeta
way
were
worse than
training
that.
fiercely when Whis arrived. Trunks sat nearby watching, eyes wide with awe. Goku stopped when he
Shout
saw
out to the
Whis
studio
and his
version
son.
if you actually want to see the
Surprise
video I'm
washed over
recording.
him. Whis, what are you doing here? And where's Goten been? Whis explained coldly. Lord Beerus forbids any training for him on his
I had
planet.
to start getting
He
the likes
even
up,
threatened
so I know
punishment
to
for
go ahead
you,
and post the
Goku,
studio
for
version
bringing
too on
him.
Saturdays.
Goku froze. Vegeta smirked mockingly. As expected, the boy tried to play in the big leagues and got himself thrown out. Trunks raised his chin proudly and sneered. I've already surpassed what Goten could do, and I
Or
didn't
you could
even
just go to
anger
Rumble
Lord
and watch it
Beerus.
over there,
Their
right?
words cut deep into Goten's heart. He bit his
Right.
lip, struggling
Shout out
to
to the
hold back
Rumble.
tears. But Goku rested a warm hand on his son's head, smiling gently. Don't listen to them. You will reach your goal, Goten. I believe in you. Despite his sorrow, Goten smiled faintly. Vegeta scoffed, as always, filling your son's head with empty promises. But Goku ignored him. He walked
I mean,
away
we
with
already
Goku,
know it's
leaving
more of a
Vegeta
simple
and Trunks
solution
behind.
to what?
In Goten's heart,
Go ahead and use
pain
the
mixed
cheat
with hope,
codes,
a
hit
dream
the
that had not yet died, even if it seemed far away. Back
Grand
on Beerus'
Supreme Kai
planet,
Elder,
was trying
right?
to reason with his master. Why
Have
not
him
allow
unlock their
mortals of your
potential,
universe to grow?
then send the little
Goten, for
motherfuckers to
example,
Yarjarat.
could surpass even what we
Yeah,
imagined.
exactly
Beerus
what our big
smirked
homie
darkly.
Alex did.
If I
Shout
let
out
them
to
evolve,
Unrelenting
they'll
Gaming,
threaten my
because that makes
position.
sense, right?
Goku already has
And we
favorably
all know as
seen him.
Dragon Ball
He,
fans, we're
or
not
his
supposed to
son,
make sense
could
when
be
we
chosen
tell a
for a
story
high
of Dragon
seat,
Ball,
and I'd be
because
cast
you have to
aside.
troll the
I will
audience.
not risk
You can't
it.
just write
Whis
something
fell
that makes
silent.
sense,
He
it's
knew Beerus'
linear.
mind could not
Yeah,
be
nah, it
changed.
doesn't even have to make
Meanwhile,
sense.
on Earth, under
What
the bright
happened?
sun,
Is he stronger than
Goku and
Beerus or
Goten
not? We
began
don't
their
know, because
secret
guess
training,
what?
far from
Yeah,
all eyes.
we're not going to
The
make
first
parts of
mission,
the story
master the red form,
that
push it
make
to its
sense.
limit. During the harsh
We're going to
sessions,
go ahead and
Goku
drop
revealed
Superhero.
secrets Goten had never heard. The truth of instinct, the limits of energy, the importance of control before
And talk
raw
about
power.
Trunks and Goten
Each
out
mistake
of
brought
nowhere.
punishment, pain on both body and spirit, but always with Goku's stern reminder. Endure. This is only the beginning. From afar, Trunks watched silently, torn between awe and jealousy. He saw Goten endure, fight, bleed, and rise again, step by step learning the path to greatness. By evening, Goten collapsed on the ground, body drained, nearly broken. Goku knelt beside him, placed a senzu bean in his hand, and embraced him warmly. Tomorrow we continue. Don't give up, Goten. This path is long, but it will take you further than you could ever imagine. The next morning, Vegeta received a letter from his son Trunks, recounting everything that had happened the previous night with Goten and Goku. Vegeta smirked with contempt and said loudly, "Don't concern yourself. Just remember, your father, Prince Vegeta, is the greatest warrior in the universe. And Kakarot? He'll fall. He only dreams." He laughed several times to himself. Meanwhile, in the same training ground, Goku and Goten continued their training, this time in the blue form. Goten seemed more spirited, more resilient, trying with all his strength to match his father's power. Goku decided to raise the intensity, pressing him without mercy. Every strike, every movement revealed new secrets to Goten about his own limits, teaching him how to balance energy, speed, and endurance. As time passed, the difficulty grew heavier. Goten's breath quickened, his body burned.
See, then that's the next thing that they got to remember about God Key is when you show the aura, that means you're not actually using the God Key correctly. So your key's leaking at this point. Like, nah, control yourself, Goofy. Then you'll be stronger even longer. Because, it's supposed to be just the hair and the transformation. Everything else is supposed to be kept within, so that way when you need the power, you have it. Yeah, that's why they be trying to burn out of forms quickly. But we're not going to be hung up on that, because we've been going at it all damn day, right? Nah, we'll continue the video. We halfway there.
burned with energy as if about to explode. He nearly gave in, until Goku's words pulled him back. Don't quit, Goten. This pain is your path. Every moment of weakness brings you closer to true strength. Goten staggered on the verge of collapse, but Goku caught him by the shoulders, smiling faintly. Remember, this road is long, but it will take you further than you can imagine. Keep going. And so the days passed. Each one sharpened Goten's skills, revealed more of the mysteries of instinct, and pushed his body to new limits. At the same time, Vegeta was training with Trunks inside Bulma's gravity chamber. Trunks had already achieved Blue long ago, and the chamber's crushing pull drove both of them to their edge. Vegeta sneered proudly. Kakarot? That fool relies on useless techniques. Nothing surpasses raw training under gravity, speed, pressure, pain. This is the true path to power. Trunks watched in awe and admiration, enduring his father's merciless regimen. Slowly, he too began to grasp the meaning of real training, far from Goku's illusions and old-fashioned methods. One day, Goku stood in front of Goten and said calmly, "Watch me closely." In an instant, he ascended into Ultra Instinct. A divine aura blazed around him, his body glowing with a light deeper and fiercer than any form before. He looked at his son. "My advice, let your body relax. Don't force your mind. Release yourself completely." Goten closed his eyes and tried, but his thoughts wouldn't stop flooding in. He lost focus. Suddenly, Goku struck him across the
thinking about
face.
the hose.
"You're still thinking." I said relax. The sting burned, but Goten rose immediately, inhaled deeply, and tried again. Goku guided him, explaining, encouraging. Yet each failure turned his father's tone from patient to fierce. "To what end are you fighting? Do you want to be my successor? The protector of Earth? Then endure the pain. Become stronger." He forced Goten to confront every weakness, every fear, every doubt, driving his body and spirit beyond exhaustion. Goten screamed from the agony. And yet, in the end, he still only reached Blue again, drained but sharper, stronger, and with a deeper awareness of the path toward instinct. Then, with a sudden flash of fury, Goku's eyes glowed. He kicked Goten hard, sending him sprawling. "You've shamed me. I trusted you, but you're just a child, wasting my time." His words cut deeper than any blow. Turning his back, Goku walked away, leaving his son in despair. But before Goten could even breathe, a surge of overwhelming energy erupted from nowhere, crashing into Goku. The ground shook. Goku fell, writhing in pain, as if struck by something unseen. Goten froze, terrified. Rage overwhelmed him. He didn't know where the attack came from, but he knew one thing. He had to act. He focused everything, aiming straight for the incomplete Ultra Instinct. He reached for a power no one had dared touch before. The world blurred, his heart pounded, his aura erupted. On the ground, Goku looked at him weakly, astonished. "Goku, my son, you finally did it." But Goten didn't answer. In his heart he screamed, "Whoever hurt my father, I'll never forgive them." He pushed himself to his feet, blood streaking his face, body trembling from the beating. His vision swam, but the rage fueled him. Then Goku whispered faintly, his breath fading, "My son, I don't know what's happening, but take care of Chi-Chi and our friends. I don't think I'll last. I'm proud of you." And with that, Goku lost consciousness. In that instant, Goten's aura exploded, his body ablaze with divine light. For the first time, he touched the true completed Ultra Instinct. The energy rolled outward across Earth.
Look at
Every
him.
being felt it. Vegeta froze
coming up
mid-punch,
quick in this
his
story.
eyes wide. This power, it's like Kakarot's, but different. Trunks, Gohan, Piccolo, everyone trembled as a wave of force swept through them. Even on Beerus' world, the god of destruction stirred, frowning. What is this? A presence that rivals? No, surpasses? For the first time, Beerus felt unease. On Earth, as Goten's power climbed higher than ever before, he stood with newfound clarity. He had reached what he once thought impossible. But then, before he could savor the moment, Whis appeared suddenly, as if he had stepped out of the very air itself. Goten stared at him, realizing only now how quickly Whis had arrived. Whis met his eyes with a calm smile and spoke softly, his voice carrying hidden meaning. My plan has worked out. Everything is now as I wanted it to be.
Turn back time 3 minutes because he done trained Goten, huh? Alright, Goku, you ain't dead because Whis is here with the staff before you could, be dead for too long because, you gotta press it up out the kid. Speaking about pressing it, shouts out to the homie because, he press the tape every day, right? Got something new for you. Y'all know to go check out the big homie.
Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the garden, by the door, in the bedroom, on the floor. Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the middle of the night, I'm gonna be there till the morning light.
Y'all know that's at DJ is for the beats.
Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the garden, by the door, in the bedroom, on the floor. Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the middle of the night, I'm gonna be there till the morning light. Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the garden.
Y'all know we'll see y'all next Super Saturday. Unless y'all let me know what to do in the comments.